This is one of the last 3-inch quads I built. This is an ET150, and this has some age on it. It's actually using a CC3D board inside there and a full-size video transmitter back here on the back. I believe it's an ET200. And yeah, that thing's broken off a couple of times, and I've replaced the VTX a couple of times. This camera is smashed in here by a couple pieces of foam, and it always came loose. And it's using DYS 1306 motors, and they're 3100 kV. Well, after I flew this for a while, you know, it just became kind of slow compared to some of the bigger quads that I flew. So I kind of left behind the 3-inch scene just because, you know, the quad was kind of slow. Well, today I'm going to take a look at this new 3-inch frame. This is an Atlas 130X, and it's available from Banggood, and we're going to take a look at it. So this is what the package for the 130X looks like. It's just a unibody frame, and it only has holes for a 20x20 flight board, so it can't fit a full size. Now this is another frame I picked up that I was thinking about building out, and this is a T100 or something T100. I can't remember. But I ended up not going with this one because it can't use these 1407 size motors. Now, like I said, that my old quad up here, it has the 1306 motors. This one's going to have the 1407. And it's going to have a lot faster RPM, and these motors should be a lot more powerful. Now this is a Racer Star one, but for this build I'm actually going to be using some of these Cobras 1407 3700 motors, and come with a couple screws and an Allen key, and there's the motor itself. There's not really a lot to the frame itself, just the frame, the upper plate, the side plates will hold the camera, and also give you a little angle for the top for a GoPro if you can carry one. And also it has some of these little purple spacers, has some screws to help put the spacers into place. Then it comes with 3 of these little carbon fiber circles. I thought they were rubber pieces at first, but they're carbon fiber, and there's only 3. So it's kind of a mystery as to what you're supposed to do with 3 carbon fiber spacers. Oh well, we'll take a look at this and see how it turns out. I have 2 spacers and 4 screws into the frame, but just to show you, the 4 screws and 2 spacers weigh about 3.5 grams. So just the spacers and the screws are adding 7 grams overall weight to this frame. So here's the frame with all the spacers and all the screws in it. And if we put it on the scale, it comes in to be about 26 grams on the money. For those of you that are curious, one of these motors weighs about 17 grams. Here I got my ruler lined up. We'll go ahead and measure it over here. Yep, right at 130. Okay, so from front to back, center that pretty close. Got about, what, 91, 92. And from left to right, we're centered about 91, 92. So yeah, pretty close to a true X form. I got my caliper out here. Let's go ahead and get some measurements off of this frame. The main plate's about 2.4. The side plates are about 1.5, and the upper plate here is about 1.4, and the space inside here between these plates is about 20 millimeters of height, so you have enough space in there to stack some stuff up. Like I was saying a little bit ago, the holes on here are only going to support your 20x20 hole flight boards. If you have the old 30x30 ones, they're not going to fit. You're going to have to buy some 20x20 flight boards. Now, one thing I would also suggest is a 20x20 4-in-1 ESC. It looks like you have enough room here to stack your ESC and your flight board in there, and it should be able to fit with no problem. It also keeps the ESCs off the arms and make it for a lot cleaner build. But you're also going to have to fit your video transmitter in there. So I have a real small video transmitter I'm going to try to use. And also, it looks like if you wanted to, you could actually put the video transmitter up here on top, and it would still be protected because of these top plates up here that would hold your GoPro in place. So here's the Racer Star motor, and if I set it up here, you can see it just looks ginormous on this frame. So will they fit? Oh yeah, they'll fit. Here's the Cobra 1407, and it's a 3700 kV motor, and it'll fit just fine. Now if you look at that, that motor does not look too big for the frame. It looks kind of big, but not ginormous. Look at this motor. Here's the Racer Star next to it. The Racer Star has all these extra cooling fans up here like the Tornadoes did to try to cool the motor down and get higher RPM. Well, Cobra didn't do that. They just made their motors the same way they always do. So they look kind of dwarfy compared to this. But the nice thing is it actually looks good with this frame. If I had 4 of these on here, they might look a little bit too big for this frame. Thanks to the ET150 for sacrificing one of its propellers for this video. So here it is, and you can see the 3-inch prop is clearing the frame, barely clearing the frame, but it's clearing it nonetheless, so it should be okay. Even if it touches it there, I don't know, it's kind of right out there in the end, so you get to file it off, I guess. But I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be fine. These are 3-inch diatone props, so I might have to put another order in for some of these. But you can see how the size compares to the 150. The 150 is a 3-inch frame, a 3-inch propeller frame, and so is this one. But I think just because of its elongated body, it looks like it's so much bigger than this one. On here, I'm also planning to install a Runcam Swift, which I needed to measure that to make sure it's actually going to fit. It's about 20 millimeters between the plates. So I'll have to figure out if that's a Runcam Swift or Runcam Micro and order one of those. But I'm also, for this frame, I'm also going to be using a 12-in-1 or 12 amp 4-in-1 ESC, and it's a 20 by 20 millimeter. Now they said these motors here can draw up to like 16 or 18 amps, but I'm just going to risk it with the 12-in-1 because it was pretty cheap, and I don't think I'll be flying at that high of rate most of the time. If I do, worst case it's going to happen is it's going to burn up that ESC, but oh well, we'll see. Anyway, this is the Atlas 130X quadcopter frame, and you'll be seeing a build review video of this coming later. Not the actual build video, just a review of it once it's done. So, anyway, if you have any questions about this frame, leave them down in the comments, and I'll try to help you out as best I can. And as always, thanks for watching. This looks like it's going to be fast.